Hello everyone and welcome back to Doing It Live with Doomlink. We are here in Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and as I came in here I realised that I must have finished part 9 in a very abrupt fashion because I'm in the middle of combat. I'm being attacked by these sand piranha creatures, but I can see why I decided to hang around here. It's because there is an objective nearby. One that I'm sure we'll be able to figure out how to reach. I don't think I'm going to use a sand piranha to get up there. I'm just going to use what I know to work, and that is the, is it the crawl chiller? Wherever the crawl chiller is, yeah. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to do this, so... And then R to follow. Oh no, it doesn't work because we are being sucked into the sand. I'm assuming that the speed at which I do that is not going to affect the success of this technique. What I might do is deal with you first. In fact, one Ignizol was enough to deal with two of them. They seem to be quite resistant to fire. You wouldn't expect that of a piranha, would you? A piranha that's resistant to fire. Very well. How about this, this Pokemon-looking thing? Take that. Oh no, that just pushes them out of the way, right? That's the function of that. Well, I'm glad that I've, refamiliarized myself with the fact that that exists, because that would be really useful for certain things. I'm going to have to go through all of my summonable echoes. I shouldn't say summonable echo because there are no echoes that you cannot summon, so it's a bit redundant as a phrase. How do I feel about the Switch 2? I don't feel much about it. All I can say is that I'm probably not going to get it, because it's not even OLED, right? It's just whatever non-OLED is. But the pricing is a little concerning. I don't think Nintendo requires to put their prices at what they've put them at. And I think just generally their behavior has been quite poor in recent years, so just the temptation to give them my money is simply not there. I'm not a Zelda fanboy. Sorry, I'm not a Nintendo fanboy, but I am a Zelda fan, so yeah, I guess I'll get the Switch 2 when the next big Zelda game comes out that will not be playable on the standard Switch. That's probably my answer. I was told it wasn't OLED. I could be wrong, Hossein. I mean, if this is in conflict with what you already know, then you're probably right. If you didn't know that it wasn't OLED, then consider that new information. Alright, let's try and... Alright, so that's what I really wanted to do first. It was to deal with these enemies. And I think an Aruroda might be what we want, because this is obviously a creature that is designed to live in the desert, so I'm sure it can deal with this sand fairly well. You would hope so. Because I'm imagining that everything that I acquired over here, for example, is probably going to get sucked into the sand. So let's do this. And you may have noticed that I don't actually have any charge in my sword mode, so it wouldn't really work for me to... Oh wow. Did you see that? Apparently these scorpions, these Arurodas, can actually go under the sand as part of their attack. Picking up the rupee. I'm sure there must have been a better way to localize that. That looks very much like the Japanese name Unchanged, Aruroda. Or Aruroda. I don't think it would have been Aruroda, it would have been Aruroda. Come on. It's taking a while though, isn't it? By the way, if the hint, based on the enemies in this area and the positioning of the heart piece, is that I actually want to use the sand piranha in order to reach that heart piece, I don't think it's necessary for me to keep the actual sand piranhas here in order to acquire it. I can just summon my own via an echo. So I don't trust you. I'm going to deal with you at once. But yeah, the Nintendo Switch 2, I don't really have a reason to use it. I'm glad, one thing that I am pleased with is that it's fully backwards compatible with Switch games. I'm sure that Nintendo would have been very pleased to give you a reason to, you know, download new software versions of the Switch games that you bought last generation, but I have a sense that they Even though they don't seem to have much of a sense for what will piss people off, or at the very least not much of a concern for what would piss people off, I suspect that that was probably very clearly not going to be acceptable. So they did make it backwards compatible, which, yeah, I guess it's hard to know whether or not to say I'm glad that it is, or you damn well should be making it backwards compatible, Nintendo. But, oh, I can't really summon this diagonally, it looks like. I was thinking maybe a diagonal summon would work, but no. Here I am, at this stage of the game, still using the bed to get around. I suppose I could try using the guai. The guai might work. I'm just thinking there might be a more obvious solution to this. For example, if I summon a sand piranha and then try to follow it, is that going to be helpful? Oh, well, I didn't really want to throw you. I might place you with B, press X, and then R to follow. I'm assuming that's not going to help. It's just my guess. No. Not helpful. The only reason why I thought I'd give that a try is because it could have been a hint. The fact that the heart piece was surrounded by the piranhas could have been a hint. So. Apparently Nintendo released a trailer for Pokemon Scarlet with the windmills turning at 20 FPS, and now they're trying to show off the online friends camera at 10 FPS. Well, we've actually been able to see, even with this very game that I'm playing, that frame rate and game performance is an afterthought. Because this game was designed for the Nintendo Switch and it runs like shit, right? So I'm not really expecting a huge improvement with the Switch 2. Because they can get away with it, I suppose, is the answer. It's not going to affect their sales, so yeah, why put the time into ensuring that their game runs nicely? Just a little bit too much effort. So again, I just want to make sure that summoning the Crawl Chiller is doomed to fail. Quickly. Yeah, I guess it can't move in the sand at all. So I might have to use the Guai. The Guai is a fairly obvious solution, but I just wanted to make sure that there was no other thing that would work. I mean, maybe Tornado would work? Tornado! He can't go up, it doesn't look like. No, he can't go up. So, Mr. Tornado is not who we want. It's Guai time. You have to be really quick with it, though. I don't know if there's a good technique for this. It feels as if I fluke it every time it works, but you can imagine it working, though, based on what you're seeing. Maybe what I want is to get on a platform first, if that would be helpful. I don't think it would be, though, because presumably the Guai will be summoned a certain distance away from you no matter where you're standing, so... Maybe targeting would help. Targeting would help. Let's try that. That's what we want to do. It's a fine art form. No, I pressed the wrong button. I pressed ZR instead of R. It was very clear. Whoops. Pressing the wrong buttons now. R to follow. There we go. And then I'll just have to drop right there. It worked eventually. I can assure you that the requirements on my hand movements was exacting, to say the least. I could barely get my head around what was required of me, but I managed it eventually. Apparently Tron is exaggerating a little bit with what he said, but it is probably correct to say that you would want a higher quality camera for a product being released in 2025. Okay, so let's actually figure out what's happening here. So we have entered the Gerudo Desert. We've found a warp point. This is our objective. What I'm minded to do before heading towards this objective is to fully explore this area. Now, I'm not sure why standing here or even here is fully exploring this area, which I have to confess I have not visited at all. It's not even a confession, it's just a clarification. I have not been here at all, and I don't really like that. I talked a little bit about it in previous parts, about how I'm a little concerned and I do have reservations over the fact that I can't really trust the exploration of the map to suggest where I have or haven't been, because it's just the width of my exploration power. I don't even know how to describe it. The width of the map that is covered by my movement is not in any way representative of where I've been. So anyway, I'm going to go down here and then see what these places are. There seems to be an oasis and a palace. So we will go to those places. Have I opened this chest? Yes, I have. Chest with a T on the end, please. The art style of this game feels off for some reason, too plasticky, and I agree with you, I completely agree with you. I do not like the art style of this game, and it is one of the reasons why, to this very day, I have not actually played Link's Awakening Remake, and that's also the reason why I almost waited about a year to play this game. Apparently I have this stamp already. Well, I apologize. I thought there would be some sort of visual indication that I would have collected this stamp already. Am I correct in saying there isn't one? Because this looks normal. This looks like all of the other stamp locations. Unless the stamp icon goes from silver to gold, maybe that could be one change, but I'm seeing no suggestion that this has been discovered already. Just on pure sight alone, so I don't think I should be blamed for making that mistake. Should we try... Let's try the oasis first. I don't know if we'll be able to access it or not. Yep, looks like we can. Oh, hello. It's a business scrub. A pink business scrub, so can we therefore assume it's a female one? Oh, apparently if the enemies get too close, they no longer want to do business with us. I don't know, mate. It's your money. It's your decision to not do business with me out of fear. Go for it. I'm surprised it requires this many attacks. I think that was 4 or 5 in order to kill him. Alright, what do you have to say? You're still concerned? Is it because of what I summoned? There we go. I'm assuming that when we summon an echo, there is recognition on the part of the NPCs that there is an enemy nearby, which is interesting. I think that's a nice detail. What do you have to say? Hey there, I'm a business scrub. Welcome to my branch of the smoothie shop. No mention of whether or not this is a female business scrub, but I'm going to assume as such, because guys don't like pink. Pink is disgusting. This is a place where you can craft your own freezing, taste bud pleasing smoothies. Well, I don't really want one so cold that it gives me a brain freeze. I'm very sensitive. The process is simple. You pick 2 ingredients and I blend them together. Okay. So this is a form of food crafting, I suppose. Yes, please. I'm going to make the most disgusting smoothie you've ever seen in your life. We're going to use a monster fang and fresh milk. Again, we do not know what kind of milk this is. No attempt has been made by the game to inform us as to the provenance of this fresh milk. It could be from a moblin, it could be from a camel, it could be from a cow. We do not know. Make smoothie. This smoothie requires these ingredients plus 10 rupees. Would you like to make it? Of course, my assumption was that it was moblin milk because I had found the milk in a moblin camp. It was in a chest in the moblin camp, so, you know, it's a fairly natural assumption that it might have been a female moblin that was milked in order to create this tasty beverage. If it's a strawberry drink, yeah, you're allowed to like pink. If it's a strawberry drink. You got it, says the business scrub. I'm surprised you're not thoroughly disgusted by what I've just mixed. Some of this, some of that, mix it all up with a teensy pinch of alrighty. I'm scared, personally. Your smoothie. You got an unfortunate smoothie. I agree with the censorship of what is contained within. You got an unfortunate smoothie. I'm gonna drink it. I don't give a fuck. Oh, before you go, my siblings are running smoothie shops in other places too. Where did they come up with this idea? This is like an acid trip. Business scrubs making smoothies? I mean, my god. I've probably had a fever dream along those lines at some point in my past as a human being. We're all sending ingredients from our local regions to the main shop back home. Okay, if you run into any of my siblings, give them my best, okay? Now you're holding out smoothies? How did you get two? Where's my smoothie? The one that I just created. Drinks. Here we go. Unfortunate smoothie. It does recover something. It's a bit chunky and smells kind of weird, but it's technically still a smoothie. I'm shocked that it doesn't have some sort of ill effects. It recovers a little bit of my energy and it gives me half of a heart. What's there to complain about? Well, see, this is the thing, Takashi. I wasn't sure if Breath of the Wild's cooking system was going to be in the game. It seems that this is a replacement of that, based on what you've said. So, meat Gert? Well, I wouldn't say so. It was a Moblin Horn or some sort of... No, it was a Monster Fang that I used. It was a Monster Fang. And milk, which is... But I sort of felt that if you're going to make a smoothie, you need milk to be present, because that is how you make a smoothie. There has to be milk in there, right? Or no, not necessarily. You can have vegetable smoothies, I think, that don't use milk, but... No, I don't think so. I think a smoothie does require milk. It depends on the terminology that you use. You know, there's plenty of juices and shakes that you can make that don't require milk, but a smoothie, in order to achieve that consistency and that flavor of being a smoothie, you do need milk. So I'm assuming that milk is required. If it is not, then I stand corrected. Not on the question as to whether or not smoothies require milk, but simply on the function of the smoothie system in Echoes of Wisdom. I want to make that abundantly clear. Where could they be? Says overtly Arabic-looking person. Where? Facette doesn't know, and she's the chief's... For a second I thought you were speaking in the third person. I was going to take issue with it. And she's the chief aide. So where are they? Oh, just muttering to myself. Sorry about that. I'm Tormali, an oasis guard. This is a Gerudo, to be clear. It's not an Arabic-looking person. This is a Gerudo. We are in the Zelda world. Guarding the oasis is my main priority, but I've been tasked with another mission recently. I take it you're not from here, are you? What? How could you have made that assessment? In which case, you might be able to help me. In your travels, have you ever seen tiles that can fly through the air? Yes, I have. If you do recall, they were in the previous cave location we went through. According to my boss's research, ancient Gerudo used them to chase off unwelcome guests. Are we really creating a sort of lore-based origin for flying tiles that appear in the Zelda games? I've been scouring the desert in search of these tiles, but so far, nothing. Maybe you'll have better luck, though. If you find one, could you bring it to me? Yeah, okay. The flying tile, this is a side quest. How do you suppose we could keep a flying tile? I can imagine how we would stop it from coming towards us. We would use Tri's ability to have it sort of hovering in the air before us, but how could we then acquire it? Maybe we could bring it towards ourselves and put it in our pocket. I wonder if we could take a flying tile for ourselves without having accepted the quest. That's what interests me. Maybe it becomes possible once you've accepted this quest. I'm really not sure. Do either of you own this chest? I'm going to save just in case I'm accused of theft for opening this. The accusation may be entirely accurate, but you got 5 pieces of chili cactus. Oh, you drink Talon's milk? Talon, I presume, from, well, I don't think he can be milked. I'm assuming you're referring to the milk that he creates when he milks his cows. He could be milked. Well, any man can be milked if you try hard enough, but I don't want his milk. This item can be used to recover hearts, but is more effective when used or mixed into a drink, so they're being kind enough to give you ingredients right next to the smoothie guy. Alright, I would like a smoothie, please. I'm going to test my theory as to, well, not my theory, but I'm going to see if, this has nothing to do with the theory that I've posited, We are actually going to see if milk is required to make a smoothie. I'm going to assume not. Not in the game. What have we got here? You got it. This should be a marked improvement upon what we made before. You got a cactus smoothie. You didn't need to call it a cactus smoothie. It could have been an ingredient, and then maybe it could have been called I don't know. Well, I was going to say tropical. The cactuses are tropical, aren't they? Not a cactus, sorry. I was thinking of coconuts. Whoops. Cactuses are not tropical. I just want to make that very clear. I would not want to be accused of misleading any of you watching today. Cactuses are not tropical. Okay, we are all in agreement on that. I added the recipe to the menu, or that recipe to the menu, so you'll be able to order the same thing next time if you'd like. I don't know if you can call it an order if I'm providing the ingredients. Let's not get too pedantic about this. Apparently they're new to the smoothie game, these business scrubs. So what would you say to a joint venture? I see, you make recipes, we handle the business side. Ah, but do I still have to pay? Do I still have to pay? Come up with 10 recipes out of ingredients from your travels and we should be in good shape. This is not going to be a very successful business venture if you require my money every time I provide you a new recipe. Because I believe I paid for what I just made. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it required money. I didn't check how much it required because I thought, well, it's, I've got a lot of money and it doesn't look expensive, but yeah, as you can see, we've got fire resistance here using the cactus smoothie, presumably because it's very cool. It tends to reflect the opposite to what it shows. So you can see here that you've got the fire icon, but it doesn't mean that it's hot. When you look at the fire icon, you think, oh shit, this is going to be something that heats me up. Well, no, actually, it's fire resistance. So, I don't know. Is that a good way to approach it? Possibly not. It's a little bit confusing, but I get it. I can see what it says. It says fireproof, and I know what that means. So, I guess that immediately fixes the confusion that might arise. A refreshing, crunchy texture and sweet, tart flavor set this smoothie apart. From what? From what? This guy doesn't even have any recipes, so I don't know what other smoothies there are. Where could they be? Yeah, so we've got a side quest to collect tiles. I don't imagine that I'm going to spend much time doing that. I'm going to assume, however, that there are probably tiles that will attack me in the rift. So I'll try to think about that before heading that way. So I can see that we can learn this echo. It's a new bed. It probably heals your health more effectively. Soft bed echo, yeah. So, again, it was only, I believe, in the last part of this series where I learnt that you could recover your health literally whenever you want in this game. Which, it does blow my mind, to be honest with you, but I'm not going to comment on it further. Curious about my fan? Well, it is sparkling. I'd be willing to part with it if you come talk to me about something else first. Hello there, Wanderer. Welcome to the Tough Mango Plant Lab. Here at the lab, we research effective cultivation in preparation for potential food crises. My current field of study is focused on tough mangoes. After much research, I've successfully developed tough mango seeds that grow at a rapid rate. Sharing the results of my work should help countless people in the future. There is just one problem. This mango plant withers as quickly as it grows, so I'm unable to harvest fast enough. I can't compile data if I can't harvest properly. At this rate, I'll run out of funding for my project. In response, I've been enlisting folks to help with a little game of Mango Rush. I can smell a side quest. I don't know about you guys. You can easily harvest the mangoes with a bit of force, like from a spin. There's a participation fee. But I've got a gift for you if you harvest a lot of them. These people who almost are enlisting my assistance but then forcing me to pay really need to get a grip. I've never heard of such greed. Would you like to give it a try? Sure. 10 rupees? Okay. Head downstairs to the field and wait for me. So basically we spin on trees, presumably? Or mangoes, mango trees, mango plants. Mangoes can be harvested with a bit of force, but too much and they'll burn up, okay? I'd like you to harvest 40 or more mangoes. If you do, you'll get to take some home. Let's get started. Where are the damn mangoes? Okay. Alright, I think I harvested those without much problem. So I guess if I spin too hard on them, it's a problem? So I'm assuming... Have I misunderstood something? How could you be too aggressive? Maybe if you used something other than a spin, like if I turned into sword mode Link and swung a sword at them, it would be a problem. Okay, I did miss one of them there. God, this feels like a top-down version of fucking Fruit Ninja. Okay, 47 out of 50. I could have done better, I guess. But for a first try, well, it was described as exquisite. I like your characterization of my immense skill. You've shocked me. I didn't think that anyone would be capable of harvesting that many. Here you are. Please take these tough mangoes with you as thanks. Oh, excellent. You got 3 tough mangoes. This item can be used to recover hearts, but is more effective when mixed into a drink. Okay. So the point is that you receive a lot of these recovery items, but they can be improved if mixed with other things. Basically the same as Breath of the Wild. She's good, real good. Maybe she can even handle the extra dangerous seeds. So actually, I have some vibrant seeds that yield even larger harvests. I had them shelved, but I'll make an exception for you if you want to see them next time. Come harvest whenever you like. I'll be here waiting for you. Yeah, I'll just come and pay you to do your labor. Sounds like a good idea. Gerudo soldiers and dancers used to rest here, but now it's Torma's base for mango research. Torma trusts that Chief Sira will figure out something. I skipped it accidentally. So she's keeping her focus on plant research, knowing it'll benefit everyone's future. Alright, very good. So I'm guessing the fan will be the gift for achieving something. Probably 50 hard mangoes being collected? Yes, please. Let's use the vibrant seeds. We haven't used those before. Same cost, apparently. Right, what is going to happen with the vibrant seeds? Maybe it takes less time for the mango to pop up. These seeds sprout sharp thorns, but I'm sure you'll have no trouble harvesting. Can we use echoes for this? Because I can imagine that tornado guy being pretty good at this. 50 or more mangoes. Okay, let's get started. Can we use echoes for this? We can't. We can. Tornado. I'm sure I can do better at this. Tornado. Seems like Tornado doesn't give a shit about these spikes. It's kind of what I expected. I can't get up there. Oh god. Well, that came as a bit of a shock. I suppose I can use Tornado and use my own abilities. That was not very effective, was it? What I was expecting with that was that all of them would harm me if I approached them. So what I might do instead is... I don't know if I want to do this again. I'll do it one more time, okay? Because I don't want to spend this whole frickin' recording doing a side quest. The ground is fertile because of the dead people. Jesus. Yes. One more. We will use vibrant seeds. Now let me think about the echoes that I have that could potentially reach the other, you know, the more elevated plants. So there's obviously the trampoline which I could use. I guess I could set up trampolines there preemptively, couldn't I? Let's do that. And the sooner that I do it, the better. Because there will be less mangoes appearing at the start. So I'm also going to get Tornado at the ready in case he might be helpful. I'm not really worried about those spikes. It's not what I thought was going to happen. I thought that the process of actually harvesting them would hurt me, just in general. Oh, I fucked it up. I've lost my my trampoline. Okay. Well, I got more than 50. The requirement was 50. So, apparently, if I get over 50, it's exquisite. I didn't think you'd be able to harvest them. Oh, there you go. To thank you, I'll give you my golden fan. I got it a long time ago from a dancing tournament. Yeah, I can tell it was a long time ago. You got a golden fan. Just holding this glimmering fan, made with golden feathers, makes you feel glamorous. Right. Please take the tough mangoes you harvested with you as well. Thank you very much. I'm not sure what this golden fan is going to do, but... yeah, I didn't actually think that that would be enough to get the fan. I assumed that there would be a reward for the vibrant seeds, because there was mention. Like, this person had made mention of that, but I didn't think the golden fan would be the reward, simply because I thought maybe you'd need to get 60 of one of them, but I guess they're making Zelda easier now. Zelda games easier. I shouldn't say make Zelda easier, because that now also very directly refers to her character, because we're playing as her. Oh, the confusion. That's probably why Zelda was not the character originally. It's because, you know, Link's the character, and then when you say Zelda, you're referring to the series or the games. Okay, and probably not. That's probably not the reason why. The fan. What is the fan? What can we do with it? It's down here. I was hoping for maybe another description. Is it an item? Certainly not a consumable. Excuse me. It's certainly not a consumable, so... what is it? It says just holding it makes you feel something glamorous, but... I don't know how to equip it. Apparently there's another level of the minigame. Well, I'm sure. I'm not worried. It was more that, usually to get rewards in previous Zelda games, you needed a perfect score with the minigame. That was not a perfect score. On neither occasion. Alright. I'm assuming that there's some passive effect that this fan has, because it says, just holding it makes you feel glamorous. I suspect that that is a hint, just holding it. So just having it in my inventory achieves something, I don't know what. Not every day I get to see another Hylian in Gerudo Desert. Well, it's not very far from Hylia. Or Hyrule. I'm sure she could use a hand if you felt inclined. Yes, alright. Here is a warp point. It's a waypoint. But you know what I mean when I say warp point. Hopefully you do. That cloak! Oh, apologies for my intensity. You reminded me of someone else. You see, I nearly got pulled into a rift a long time ago. At the time, a swordsman wearing a very similar cloak rescued me. He took out wave after wave of monsters as they swarmed from the rift. It was quite the sight. He's actually the reason I decided to become a soldier. I wanted to be strong like him someday. I see. Well. Oh. Is there anything that I can do in here? I do love the effect of this water. How beautiful is that? Dive in the water. Is there anything in here? Because the water is so clear, I can very clearly see there's nothing in it. But it was something that we could throw ourselves into if we wanted to. I'm sure that was alleviating for Princess Zelda, because it seems to be hot here. If you haven't noticed, she is sweating. See, every time I move, you can see sweat coming off her body. So, obviously, this is not her environ. So, we probably don't need to continue in this direction. I don't think that's necessary. We will probably now head to the palace. And I believe reference has been made to the person we are likely to meet there. It was either another princess or a queen, I don't know, but some aristocrat. And, yeah. We will speak with her. Are we already here? Jesus. Look at that. I feel like I zoned out for a very brief moment, and then all of a sudden we have reached the palace. It is called Gerudo Town. Alright, let's head south. I'm assuming that's how we are going to reach the front gates. And there's a waypoint. This is not a very big world, is it? It looks big, and then you move around and then you realize, oh, it's probably the same as A Link to the Past. It's not a bad thing. That's a dangerous looking tumbleweed. I've decided to go this way first because, I don't know, I'm exploring. Look at all these people with side quests for me. Oh, there's something to learn over here. It's a new pot. How many pots do we need? This is now my third pot. There must be a reason for this. There will be some use for all of these different pots in the future, I have little doubt. So we've got Hyrule Castle pot, pot, and Gerudo pot. There are jokes to be made, and I'm not going to make them. I'll probably leave that to Tron. I think he was one of my many stoners from the old days. Hello there, Hylian. Curious about me? I'm one of many Gerudo. Maybe you weren't one of the stoners. Sorry, Tron. Remember back when, like, I had 4 to 5 people watching me at one time who were getting really, really stoned while watching me? Well, sorry. You may not have been one of those people, but anyway. Curious about me? I'm one of the many Gerudo soldiers. I'm off duty at the moment, but that doesn't mean I'm going to slack on my chaining. My confidence comes from my agility and grace. Okay. Behold my skill. As this person demonstrates something on the spot. I guess that could be considered an impressive dance. But, anyway, what's with the blank expression? It's almost as if you don't find me impressive. Well then, I'll prove my skill to you in hand-to-hand tag. I feel like something that would increase my movement speed would help in playing this game, but let's give it a try. So, to start with, I figured out that using the spin does allow us to move faster in sort of a similar way to rolling, I suppose, with Link. So I'm going to give that a try first and foremost. Let's see if that will be enough. Is the well, I guess no. It would probably be unfair if I were next to you. It's not a race, it's tag, as they say. If you can block the path... Oh, I see. You can even block the path if you want. Giving me hints now, are you? Well, what could I use to block paths? Let's, I suppose I'd have to learn the path first, wouldn't I? Come on. Well, I basically caught you. I didn't need to block shit. You just suck. My, you are indeed very capable. You are just physically limited in your ability to move. Your legs carry you like one who has travelled across many regions. This is the second place I've been to. Yes, I'm a very well-travelled young lady. Ah, you have inspired me. Here you are, as promised. Okay. Thanks for the fucking cactus. I'll keep training until I'm an invincible warrior. Not exactly the sort of reward I was looking for. I was hoping for maybe a heart piece or something. Jesus. Oh, a Hylian? I'm impressed you made it all the way here through the desert. Remember, like, fucking, I don't know, Majora's Mask? You just have to sit there and count to 30 seconds and you get a heart piece. Remember the postman sitting on the bed, karate chopping his legs? And then he goes, okay, count to 30. And then if you count to 30, he fucking gives you a heart piece. What happened to that? I'm impressed you made it all the way here through the desert. You must be quite the explorer to come all this way. Which reminds me, I'm looking for these elusive tumbleweeds, and they're not very elusive, I can assure you. I saw one before, and it is about as conspicuous as it gets. Maybe you've seen them on your travels. You can find them blowing across the sand here in Gerudo Desert. It's like right there! You're standing here, and I just saw one to your right. It's not very far away, but the pesky things roll out of reach, and if you try to grab one, they fall apart. Okay, so we use Try's ability and we carry it here, I suppose. I happen to have magical powers, let me assist you. I don't think this is going to take very long. I really don't think this is going to take very long. Unless it appears very randomly. No, it does not appear very randomly. What a side quest, hey? Well, how do I... yeah, I suppose I would need to... Very good. It is more complicated than I thought, which is good news. So I will do that, and hopefully climbing the stairs does not destroy it. Let's see if climbing the stairs is problematic. Yes, it is. Okay, so... this is probably going to help me understand how Try's ability works. So I can't R to follow, that's not really helpful, is it? Can I move it using Try's ability? No. So I can't control the distance between it and myself, so... Interesting. I have to get to her without climbing stairs, basically. I've also noticed that... well, I mean, no, I wouldn't be able to do this because I'm already using Try's ability to hold this in place, aren't I? Did Zelda just wave at me? I think she did. Interesting. Well, I suppose I could use a trampoline to get up there, potentially. But I would have to change the position. So let's do this. Oh no, you get away from me, Piranha. So if I do that, that should work. Okay. Very good. And then, okay, so if I release this and then grab it again, that should be fine. Whoops. Okay. Very well. You want to see one? Well, get a load of this. Oh, you brought me one. Thank you so much. Technically, there was another so in there. Ah, seeing the delicate dried foliage explains why they tend to break so easily. Everyone has their passions, I suppose. No, wait, it's not dried. This is just a particular type of plant matter. What are these pokey bits? Huh, the more I look at it, the more fascinating it is. Alright, give me my reward, please. Where did it go? My dream has come true. My wish granted. My god. Thank you, kind one. Please, take these. Very nice. I got some might crystals, and as a result, I have a fully charged gauge again. They have such peculiar shapes, don't they? I hope you enjoy observing them for many hours. Me? No, it's for you. I am not interested. Alright, elusive tumbleweeds. Very nice. I think that is going to conclude this particular part. Again, for those watching live, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just moving on to the next part being uploaded on YouTube. I do thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next part, which should be part 11. I'll try to keep track of the parts this time. See you in hopefully a short while. Bye-bye for now.